Hey, everybody. So I think we're recording right now. Let's just make sure. Yep, we're recording, and which is so exciting to me. I have one of my favorite people in the whole world. She is such an inspiration to me. Her name is Tanya Brown, and I spoke about her earlier. For those of you that don't know who she is, which I find hard to believe, but for the most part, for those of you that don't, she is the sister of the former Nicole Simpson, and she has made huge strides in her life through all the trauma and different experiences that she's had to improve her life, the quality of her life, and also improve the quality of many others' lives.
Yes.
So Tanya she's got her MA in counseling psychology. Mm-hmm. She is an author. She is a speaker. She is a compelling speaker, for one thing. She can really knock your socks off. She has several different programs that she has created to help people in changing their life and making a difference in the world. And she is a perfect example of just turning a bunch of trauma that she's experienced. It's not just the Nicole Simpson thing, but for the most part, it's super exciting to see all the things that she's created just from all of these experiences she's had to make a difference. So I want to welcome you here, Tanya. I'm so happy to have you here.
We figured out the technology. It's wonderful.
Yeah, sort of. I will see what happens with it.
Oh, I'm technologically inept.
I'm working on it too.
I own it. Yay, Patty, thank you so much for having me here. It's my heart really goes out to all those who struggle, whether you're suffering from a grief or, an opiate addiction, chaos, corporate, and how do I manage life, family, husband, wife, partner, kids, food. Mm-hmm. I get the food part because I have a kitchen only because it came with the apartment. So, even like bringing food to the family table is a huge stress. And I hate to say it's another stress that, a single mom, a single dad, or, you're a new mom and new dad. I mean, all these stressors are very real. And Patty, you know me, I will never pretend to be somebody I'm not. Like, I go through my own stuff and, it's with the people I know and with the family I have. And it is what it is. And I am so transparent, where I hope me being so transparent brings people to the reality that I don't need to live behind the Newport Coast facade. I don't need to live behind the yacht facade. I don't need to live behind the Gucci, Louis Vuitton, all of that. It's like, really? No. Because behind every Facebook page or message that you read, not you, but people in general, behind every Facebook message comes a personal story.
I would absolutely say I agree with that.
Yeah. And I will speak personally from that. Absolutely. Because I believe that people who are putting, hey, I'm fine, I'm great, really, those are the people who are perpetuating the problem in the world. Okay, wait, hang on. There's like a major helicopter. Did you hear it?
I can't hear it, so we're good.
It's Coast Guard.
Oh, cool.
What happens on the coast. But last year, the woman that wrote the foreword for my book, Finding Peace Amid the Chaos, My Escape from Depression and Suicide, she went through numerous challenges last year. And I reached out to her as well as her wife, her partner. And I said, I go, what's going on? What's going on? And because I knew there was something going on. When you read people's messages on Facebook, social media, you have insight, especially when you have gone through certain things. You have certain insight, specific insight. So I asked her wife, and I said, what's going on? It's being totally transparent. We all go through life. And her wife said to me, Tanya, she did not want to disrupt your life because your life on Facebook seemed to be so perfect. So, Patty, can I get really transparent with your viewers? Okay.
Of course. Yes, please do.
So last year I was involved with a man who I thought I was going to marry. I moved in with him. He was wonderful. Scott. I won't mention his last name. You figure it out. Because I'm not here to defamate character. I'm not here to create damage or harm. I'm not here to do anything other than to help our community. Well, Scott's son assaulted me 2 hours for 2 hours last year in September, which warranted a 5-year restraining order. So I'm not here to say, shame on you, shame on him, shame on them. I'm not here for that. And if you want to sue me, sue me. I don't care. What do I have? I have nothing. I have my mom's painting. But what I am here to tell the world is that, yes, I may portray to the world that, oh, okay, I have these tools, I have these resources. Yes, and I do. And those resources have helped me get through a lot. So I am going to get completely 130% transparent. So when this violation or when this abuse happened, abuse that warranted a 5-year restraining order, I'm not going to lie, because I firmly believe that if we can't be 130 million% transparent, I'm a disservice for the community that I coach, counsel, or speak in front of.
Right.
Yes. And, if you want to judge me, not you, Patty, but if your viewers want to judge me, fine, judge me. I care. I could really care because
I don't think anybody's got a negative judgment about you.
Oh, but you would be surprised with the messages that I do get. But it's okay because I can handle it. So this assault happened and it warranted a 5-year restraining order against my ex-boyfriend's son. And I'm a big domestic violence advocate as well.
You are.
Huge.
I know you are.
Huge. And I never thought in a million years I ever would have oh my God. I'm a victim, but yet I'm a survivor, but yet I'm still a victim because I'm grieving over the loss of my relationship that could have been. But I brought in his crazy son that caused the craziness. So the reason why I share that is not for defamation. It's not to exploit. I have not mentioned any names. But I really want to get real with people that it's not just Nicole that turned me upside down. It's numerous losses in my life. It's the trauma I experienced last year. And I'm trying to make it work for people to understand that, hey, if I can be that conduit and that liaison for you, whoever's watching and whoever's listening, if I can be that conduit to say, hey, you know what? This happened to me and I need help. And this happened to me. And do you find somebody that can give me more, resources than I can give? Because even though I have my graduate degree in counseling psychology, I chose not to get licensed because the second you are licensed, you're under this umbrella of the Board of Behavioral Sciences. And I was like, nope, I can't do that. I said, sign me off on all my academia, my supervision, everything. And because I firmly believe that I have gone through a a lot publicly. And I've done the work. I've attempted a suicide in 2004. And during those 10 days in the inpatient program at South Coast Medical in Laguna Beach, which is now, I think, Mission in Laguna, I don't know. But during those 10 days, I did the freaking work, Patty. Excuse my language, but I did the work. And my occupational therapist, God bless her, she died 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago. Carol Hawley, she never sugarcoated anything with me. And I believe if we sugarcoat stuff like, oh, you'll be okay, you'll be fine. No, you're not. Carol kicked me in the butt. She kicked me in the butt.
That's so amazing because she loved you enough to be honest. And that's the real truth right there.
That's it. It's like, hey, people, we need to get real. You don't get anywhere in life like, oh, you'll be okay and everything will be fine. No, when you are sick and when you are in duress or distress and when you are battling with depression, anxiety, overwhelm, the last thing you want is for your friend or somebody that you may know, an acquaintance, is to pat you on the shoulder and say, you'll be okay.
You'll be fine.
No.
It's going to be okay. It's going to work out.
It's not. It's not. So I don't hold back. I don't with my clients, with the community that I serve, because if it wasn't for Carol, God bless her. I mean, she didn't save my life. I helped save my life.
You saved your life, but she gave you the tools.
She gave me the guide. Yeah, she gave me the guidance. So I can't help people who are not ready to be helped. I will not be capable of helping people who cannot save themselves unless you are ready. When you are ready, you let me know. When you call me, as a professional, we always, and you know this, and every therapist who is watching, we refer out. I will never drop anybody. Never, ever. Because people who are hurting, if it's beyond my scope of practice, I will always refer them out.
I will too. I do the same. Yeah. And it's because every one of us has our own expertise and we can make certain connections where others might not be able to, but maybe someone else will fill that space, that we might not be able to fill, right?
Exactly. And we're not, Patty, you and I, we're not here to fill spaces. We're not here to fill the void in people's lives. We are here to help identify the people. So we're here to help the people that we work with, help them identify with what's not working in their life.
Yes.
And ultimately, okay, and I think I put this in my book. I mean, Finding Peace Amid the Chaos, My Escape from Depression and Suicide. My family wasn't my family. You know who my family was during that time?
Who was it?
My family were my inpatient colleagues, my friends. They were the ones, those were the people, the Kates who wrote the foreword for my book, and my roommate, and other people in the community that you do know, but I will never disclose. But Kate, I can disclose because she, wrote the foreword for my book. But there are people walking among us here in Southern California in the communities, working at CVS, working at Gelson's, and they walk among us. And that during that time, those people were my friends, because when people are, when you're sick, and I considered myself sick at that time, and I'm going to get real. Yes, I was sick at that time, very sick, and my family didn't understand me. So I needed to find that new family. So working with people in recovery, mental health, behavioral health, it was like, well, what if the people who are your family are causing you the duress? And I said, then you need to find your own family. Just because somebody is your blood relative doesn't mean that that necessarily is your best supportive family member.
A lot of times the trauma can be found right in the family. And so sometimes we have to seek elsewhere to get the support we need, right?
Yes, exactly. And that's why I'm here. I get real. I'm not here to, God, no, you should have seen me yesterday. You should have seen me this morning talking to my mom. I'm like, really? Really? So, but you know what? I think that is what brings value to the people that I want to speak to, and my clients and the people that I want to encourage, because it's like, holy cow, I've been there. I get it. I get the grief. I get the suicidal ideation. I get the family dysfunction. It's like you shake the family tree. How many nuts are going to fall off?
Right.
I get it. And, I think that surpasses anything like beyond a collegiate degree. It's like,
of course, yeah.
I've lived it, and I'm not discounting my efforts in getting my BA and my master's. But I realized going into a PhD would have been really a waste of my time. It's a waste of my time because I want to get real with people.
Let me ask you a couple questions, Tanya. I know that you have different programs that you have created to make a difference with people and to help them in their lives with the tools that you've gained for some tools they can put in their bucket, right?
Yes.
I know that you have the 7 Characters of Abuse, and I think that's a book as well, is it not?
Yes, it is. And it's a great book because Nicole's been dead now, 24 years, right? And still today, they're like, people are like, I'm so sorry for Nicole. It's like, oh my God, it's been 24 years and you still remember it. With me, it's like, I'm no different than the other people, than my friend Tony, who, we had to lay to rest a week and a half ago. It's the only thing that makes me and my family stand out differently is because it was publicized. I've had to bury 5 friends in 4 months. And I don't know if people really know that. And my whole thing is that if I didn't go through what I went through with the loss of Nicole and all my high school friends when I was in high school, and this, it's been a rough 4 and a half, almost 5 months. It's been horrible. But you know what? When you have the tools, when you're equipped with it, and that's why I'm here. I don't want people to struggle. And we will all struggle. Grief is inevitable. It will always happen. Death will always happen. Just last night I was at the O'Connor Mortuary celebrating their 120th anniversary. Okay, we don't want to talk about mortuary. We don't want to talk about cremation. We don't want to talk about grief planning. We don't want to talk about pre-planning. We don't want to talk about it. But I will tell you, your listeners, not just you, not just you, Patty, but
let's pretend it's just us.
Your listeners.
Yeah. My
dad planned his demise 40 years ago. 40 years ago. And still, Neil, I said to Neil O'Connor, from O'Connor Mortuary, he was like, I said, Neil, I'm sorry, Dad went with McCormick. You got my business, whatever, right? This stuff is real.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, for the people who really, really struggle and suffer, especially if you're a parent, you have to pre-plan. Please pre-plan. Yes. Because at the end of the day, we just needed to show up with my dad. We needed to show up for my dad. At the funeral, my mom and we got in a huge fight the morning that my dad, I think my dad was actually still in his room and in the bedroom. And Denise said, hey, if I can give Daddy his military honors at Ascension Cemetery, will you be okay with that? And I said, yeah. I go, because mom's not going to go to San Diego. She's not going to go to Riverside. So, I mean, grief does crazy things to you. And it causes fights and arguments and grief. And, if your listeners, and your viewers, if you don't pre-plan, I'll tell you, it's terrible. If it wasn't for my mom, I don't know where all of us would be right now. I don't know.
And one of the things that you and I talked about was trauma. We both have a passion for trauma, and how trauma is really unmeasurable. You want to tell us what that means? Because I know what that means, but they may not.
But people don't. Okay, so when people have, families, a person will come to me, I lost my sister, but it has nothing to, I could never imagine what it was like, what you went through. Pain, trauma, chaos is immeasurable. So say, for example, with me, not with me, but generally, oh my God, I'm so stressed out. I'm going to work and I'm hitting traffic. Okay. I spilled black coffee on my white shirt. That may be a real trauma to somebody. Okay. That may be a real stressor for someone. And we need to acknowledge that, because that's okay, because that is their stress. That's their chaos. Okay. So
that's their level. So when we have an immeasurable amount
immeasurable.
Yeah. So when it's immeasurable, I think what people need to realize is that everybody has their own limit, and it doesn't matter what that is, but it doesn't matter. Any limitation. It could be
the only thing that makes me stand out, or my family stand out from everybody else, is that it was publicized. That's the only thing. Grief, chaos, trauma, PTSD, all of the mental illness, situations that come with that. The only reason that makes me stand out, or me and my family stand out from everybody else, is because it was publicized. Other than that, Patty, there are Nicole's, there are kids, there are so many other situations happening. But for some reason, we tend to measure our stress with other people. And you know what? Don't discount what you are going through, the listener, not you, Patty, because I'm looking into the microphone. But for the viewers and the listeners, it's do not discount what you are going through. Do not. And do not compare yourself to what other people are going through. Do not. Because that's where the real true trauma comes in. The second you start comparing yourself to other things, other situations, other losses, other trauma, that's where the chaos really begins. So really, my message to everyone who is listening right now, it's just be present in your own pain. And when I say that, you really need to be present in your own pain. And it sucks. It sucks. There's no easy way around it. Anytime somebody posts something on Facebook and they're like, oh, I've lost my cat, I've lost my husband, I've lost my wife. It's there are no freaking words. There are no words to ease your pain. There are no words. I
agree with that, because sometimes it's I will always acknowledge someone for that, but I realize that what I could say, it's not gonna fix the situation, or it's not gonna take away their pain, their grief either.
Yeah, it's not. So my biggest encouragement for the people who are going through it right now, you gotta walk through the chaos. Hence the reason, find peace through the chaos. That's why. I don't even know. Actually, I do know how I came up with that title, because William, my co-writer, he was so Tanya, he's how's everything going in the Brown house? And I go, dude, I mean, these are my exact same words. I go, dude, I'm just trying to find peace amid all this chaos. And that's
a perfect title. So you guys, she has a book. She has a couple books out. One is called Finding the Peace Amid the Chaos. Mm-hmm. And that one is that's about her story, and it's an amazing book. And then she's also got the 7 characters of abuse, and it's a red book. Let me see if I can just turn this around so you can kind of see what the covers look like. Oh well, it's not working.
Whatever.
So anyway,
they can always contact me.
They're amazing.
Everybody can always contact me at Tanya, Tanya at TanyaBrown.net. At the end of the day, we all have chaos. We all have it. And at that time, when I was writing the book, my own personal memoir, my mom was battling stage 3C breast cancer at 80. I was going through graduate school, caregiving for my dad with Alzheimer's. He transitioned into dementia, into Alzheimer's. That's why I do caregiver stress management, because I wasn't sure who was going to go in the ground first, Dad or me. I remember rubbing my daddy's shoulders and just going, Daddy, don't make me hate you. Just don't make me hate you. So I understand caregiver stress. I get it. I understand elder abuse. I get it. Would I have ever inflicted that on my dad? God, no. But mentally, emotionally, I get it, because I've been there. So, Patty, the thing is that I will not speak, coach, mentor anybody or anything that I have not experienced myself. And really, at the end of the day, I have gone through hell and back. I have. I mean, sometimes I'm like, just today I said to my mom, I'm just like, how did I do this? Like, how?
I must say,
God wants me here.
Everything that you've been through, and it's just, you guys, this is just not about Nicole Simpson, okay, at all. This is about all kinds of things in life that Tanya has experienced, and we all experience a certain amount of PTSD. But at the end of the day, I just want you guys to know who Tanya is, because she's an expert, and she has overcome these things and just made such a better quality of life for herself, and she's done it for others. So, I would go get her book, Finding Peace Amid the Chaos. I would go get the other book. It was the 7 Characters of Abuse, and it's about domestic abuse. She's a huge advocate, and she does counseling, and she does speak, and she is somebody that would bring a lot to the table, to your benefit, to your event, to your personal life. Again, she said, now what was the email address that you had, Tanya?
So my email is Tanya, Tanya, at TanyaBrown.net. Not .com, .net.
.net. So Tanya at TanyaBrown.net. You guys reach out to her if you connect with her. She's there.
I want to get really personal with people. I'm not a celebrity. People put us in the celebrity bucket. And Patty, you know me, right? Even though people put us and my family in the celebrity bucket, come on, let's go have an ice cream down at the Dana Point Harbor, right? That's
the most real person you'll ever know. Tanya,
that's who I am, because I just don't want people to go through what we went through. And, if hashtag no one is immune. I'm not preventing anything, because things do happen. But in the interim, there's certain information and tactics that we all need to be aware of. So when your best friend, when your kid, when your parent, when whomever, it's like there are telltale signs of depression, anxiety, abuse. There are telltale signs. So I'm not here to judge. I'm here to help. I'm here to serve, because you know what? At the end of the day, I don't want another Nicole to happen, and I don't want another suicide attempt like I did in 2004 to happen. So really, at the end of the day, I'm here to help our world, because, Patty, our world is crazy and it's sad and people are hurting, and there's no reason that Anthony Bourdain needed to kill himself. There's no reason that, Kate Spade or the Robin Williams. They had their own personal reasons.
Yeah.
I think as a world, as a society, as a compass, we need to say, hey, you guys, Can I share something? Holy cow. I totally forgot about. I called the NAMI, the National Alliance of, on Mental Illness, NAMI. I called their warm line the other day because I was in duress. I was sad. I was hurting. And it's not to say that I was suicidal or anything like that, but it was like, I just needed to freaking vent. So for any of your listeners right now, call the NAMI, NAM, as in Mary, I.com. Call their warm line, people, because at that very moment, once you battle with depression, anxiety, a suicidal ideation, it never goes away.
No, it doesn't go away, and it's something and we want to prevent suicide. So NAMI.com, and check out the resources there. There's another gem that she's given us. And Tanya, I've got to cut it out. I've got to cut it short now because I've got another appointment I have to get to. And I just want to tell you, I am so grateful to have someone like you in my life. And I am so grateful to call you my friend. You inspire me and you lift me up. And thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview with me.
Absolutely.